Alright, guys, so here's my story. Where do I even start? Alright, well, I'm 23 years old. I live in El Paso, Texas, my whole life. I've been through a lot my whole life, actually. When I was 6 years old, I moved over to Germany. And I lived out in Germany for about 4 years. When I first moved out there, I didn't know the language, I didn't know the culture, I didn't know the people, I didn't know the schooling system. I pretty much went out there without really knowing anything. And then I moved back. 4 years later, I moved back. I started going to some pretty weird school, like a magnet school in a way, where where they teach you like different languages, and they have like a whole different schooling system in a way, like a whole different. Like you can learn 3 languages, you can learn all kinds of. Anyways, I went to that school for a while, and I would get in a lot of trouble. I would always get in a lot of trouble just because I always had trouble blending in with everybody all the time. Like, I don't know, I've always had a very different way of thinking, and so I would keep a lot of thoughts to myself, and I don't know, my way of life, I've just always gotten into a lot of trouble my whole life, like, whether it was like violence or drugs, anything. I always had my own way of doing things in a way. And then came high school for a while, and then I actually had a son. I had a son. It was my sophomore year in high school. I dropped out of high school, got my GED, went back to college, and then I don't know. College didn't seem like the right place. Like it didn't seem like my way of learning. It didn't seem like, I don't know. I just always never blended in with anything. Even the schooling systems, my whole train of thought was always completely different. It was like in society's, I guess, point of view, I was always I was what you would consider a failure, I guess. You could consider me a failure in society's eyes, but I don't know. I always had a different way of thinking, and that has led me to where I am right now. Now, so I had a child sophomore year. He's actually 5 years old now. His name is Julian. And then I went through all kinds of troubles. Like, well, first off, like child support, going to court, and just just a lot of struggles, a lot of struggles. But I could say today that all of those struggles have pushed me to where I am today, and all of my struggles have been like my greatest asset in life. So after a while, after I said college wasn't for me, I kept jumping around from job to job, and I was always the best at like sales, for example. I was working with DirecTV for a while as a distributor, and then I hit account manager like within my first 3 weeks of working, and then once again it didn't seem like it was a thing for me. So, and then I got introduced to the idea of actually making money from home, and I don't know, that idea really intrigued me. So I stuck around to that, and it started off making like a couple $100 here, a couple $100 there, and and then I ran into this company where I am currently, I guess, affiliated with right now, and something different caught my eye about this. It was like, I don't know. First of all, I've always been against everything, like against the whole schooling system, the whole medical system. I mean, in my eyes, like, I don't know, like disease and all that stuff was man-made. It was made by man simply to make money or keep people in control. Like, for example, like cancer shouldn't be around this day, or like any diseases, vaccines. It was simply introduced way back in the day, just to get people dependent on it and then have power over the people. Um, so yeah, I come with this belief that we all have the right to live prosperous and have prosperous lives, and I don't know, we have the right to live life on our terms. We shouldn't be extreme by whether it is money or time or both. We should have the liberty to do whatever we want with whoever we want, when we want, where we want. I mean, that's what freedom is, right? We have the right to be free. We have the right to, I don't know, live life on our terms, be prosperous, be happy, and not have to deal with diseases like even cancer. I see commercials nowadays, and it just totally mind boggles me how these rich, very rich people can give little kids cancer, and then they make commercials about it and put it on the air, and then um, show it off to the rest of the population, make the whole rest of the population feel bad, and then have them donate money to this one organization that's helping kids with cancer, when in reality it's just making the people more rich, the people that brought disease into this world in the first place. So I don't know, the whole idea of making money off of other people's misery always, I don't know, always just kind of threw me off. I was never really against. I was never with that whole idea with the medical system, being a doctor. I was actually going to school to be a pharmacist, and that's one of the reasons why I stopped that path. I mean, I don't know. I don't see how it's right for humans to make money off of other people's misery. So with this one company that I came across, it really caught my attention because um, they're not trying to they're not trying to, I don't know, build a business with people. They're trying to build people with the business. So I mean, the more money you make, the more people you're helping. That's the way I see it, and that's something that you don't really see in this industry anymore, or you don't see it at all anymore. I mean, how? When was the last time you heard of anybody getting rich off of making other people rich? I mean, it's so that idea really stuck to me, and that's where I am right now, and I want to tell you guys that, like, getting rich on the internet has nothing to do with getting traffic skills or how to get people to this page. And nah, yeah, I mean, all those little skills, they all like come together, and they all like paint a big picture. But what really brings the whole picture together is the way you think about stuff, the way you perceive of things. Um, I mean, if you think you can or you think you can't, like, you're right. Like, if you think you can do something, just the simple thought of you thinking that you can do it, it allows you to be able to do it. But if you think, like, if there's any doubts in your head, if there's anything stopping you, preventing you from saying, like, oh, nah, you know what, I can do this, then like, you yourself, you're the only thing stopping yourself from achieving massive success. And so with this company, yeah, I mean, they give you all the skills, the tools, the resources necessary in order to become successful in your business. But other than that, like, these these products, that um, that you obtain from this company, they're not so much teaching you how to make money online. They're teaching you how to become one with yourself, how to tap into your subconscious resources. I mean, would you rather be thinking with the 5% of your conscious mind, or would you rather be thinking with 100%, like your whole thought process, your whole, like, your subconscious, your spiritual side, your whole, I mean, that's the one determining factor of success, I think. It's not the whole, learning the skills on how to do this and how to do that. Nah, it's how to tap into your subconscious resources, how to use 100% of what you have up here, what you have in between the two ears. I mean, that's where I stand. I want to spread the word, and and I don't know. I really believe in freedom. I believe all of us have the right to be free, and I believe that if we all have a single unified vision going in the same direction, we can ultimately achieve that. Um, I am totally against the government. I am totally against the medical system. I am totally against all this other the bullshit school system that's around right now. But I do stand for freedom, and I think that 2014 is the year of freedom and prosperity, and I think we can make a difference as long as we all have a single-fied vision in the same direction. And yeah, I think it's time for the change. I think it's time things change around here. I think it's time. I think it's time the world becomes a better place. I think it's time this world becomes a place that it's supposed to be. I mean, this planet is dying, right? You know, the planet itself, and it could be prevented as well. I mean, the planet is dying because of pollution, because of I don't know, and I think people are slaves. Like the average person is a slave, and the sad thing is that they don't even realize that they're a slave. The only way you can tap into your subconscious resources and become aware of who you are inside is by listening, by becoming aware of a noise. By you have to listen to a noise that you have inside. There's a noise that you have inside that you need to listen to, but it's a silent noise, and any other noises that are up here that are actual sound is going to prevent you from hearing that silent noise. And everything we hear on TV, everything that's on the radio, everything that's I mean it's all mental pollution. It's all pollution preventing you from hearing what you need to hear inside. I mean, the people that are running this country are well aware of this. The whole Illuminati, and I mean it's all real. It's all real, and they all know that. That's why they have a big tower. I'm not even sure where exactly it is, but that's why they have a big tower that goes high above the clouds. Because, um, because yeah, there's a certain level, I guess, that stops you from like seeing what you need to see above those clouds. And, I don't know. I've just come to a lot of realizations, and and if things don't start changing for the good, things are gonna end up pretty bad. Um, I mean, even the whole FEMA camps, and oh man, there's just so much. There's just so much I could go on for days. But Obama, the healthcare system, the Obamacare, he's he's up to no good. He's up to no good at all. The Yeah, there's just so much. The whole reptilian theories and the whole. I mean, it's all real, guys. It's all real. Like I know there's a lot of things that seem that they can't be real, but I mean that's how they're supposed to seem. That's how society has made it seem. They have made it seem so impossible that they make you feel stupid for even thinking about those possibilities. I mean, all the major, the very successful, massively successful people, I guarantee you, they all have one thing in common, and the one thing that they all have in common is that they're not using the 5%. They're not using the conscious part. They're not using the what you can physically hear, feel, touch. They're thinking with the higher they're using a higher way of thinking, a higher way of what do you call it? Yeah, pretty much a higher intuition, a higher way of seeing things, a higher way of. So yeah, guys. I mean, you want to become successful on the internet? It has nothing to do with your skills on how to get traffic, on how to build a website, on how to. Has nothing to do with that. Has nothing to do with that. The only thing it has to do with is what you have in between your head, and being able to tap into those subconscious resources, being able to tap into that other 95%. I mean, like I said, if you've gotten to wherever you are right now, you're just using the 5%. Imagine you can unlock the other 95%. I mean, what you're consciously aware of, what you know in your head. I mean, that's only 5% of what's actually really up there. And And I'm telling you guys, there's a lot more up there than you guys can.